Welcome to the August 28th edition of Colorado Inside Out Post-Game, a special web-exclusive production here on Channel 12. Let's get a quick take on the Denver City Council approving a unique ballot initiative this week that could help residents pay for college. In November, voters will decide whether to add 8 cents to purchases over $100 that could provide roughly $10 million a year for the College Affordability Fund. Patty Cahoon from Westward. Seems like a nice idea. Let's help people pay for college. It's just in Denver. It's not a statewide ballot issue. How do you think it's going to do?
I don't think it's going to go very far, and this is why Denver's very generous in okaying extra taxes. We've already okayed taxes for preschool. Next year we'll be talking about the SCFD again, although that's across a metro area. We generally vote for taxes, but I think, as we've seen from the last election that sent Chris Nevitt out, that also sent Susan Shepard out, people aren't happy with the status quo. They're not happy with growth. They're not happy with added expenses. And where they're willing to maybe help with preschool, I think with college and $100 funds, they're going to say, it's hard to pay for college, but this isn't our job right now. We're already paying enough. We're paying more property taxes. We are paying more.
David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. It seems, I know they couldn't write it this way, but it seems that they would have a much better chance in Denver of getting this passed if they said, we're only going to tax new developers. I mean, it seems that there's really a fervor against that. But being a tax on everybody, 8 cents on every $100, is Denver that generous?
Well, besides generosity, you also want to be prudent in your donating, so you give in a way that'll help whatever you believe in. So you shouldn't give it to a scam PAC. You should give it to a real PAC on whatever cause you support. This money is going to be under the thumb of the Denver City Council. Do you trust people like Paul Lopez? What happens when Paul Lopez finds out that some of these people want to go to Regis, where they actually discriminate against women?
Or Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. They won't hire a woman as a pope. If you're a female, regardless of whether you're biologically or transgender to female, you still can't be a priest. Colorado Christian University is against same-sex marriage. So I don't trust the Denver City Council to allocate the money fairly. But putting that aside, if I were a Denver voter, what I want to know in more detail is who is this going to help? If this is going to say, boy, somebody's been really working hard in high school and they'd be a great engineer if they could go to the Colorado School of Mines, but they just can't afford it, even with the scholarship that Mines gives them, and this could get them over to the top, that would be a great thing to be taxed for. On the other hand, if it's I've had 13 years of free public education and basically ignored it, and now I'd like to kind of go to 2 years of community college so I can continue to waste my time where they attempt to give me the remedial education I should have gotten in high school after the taxpayers have already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on me. That's less of a compelling donee for the taxpayers' generosity.
Natasha Gardner, senior editor from 5280 magazine. During John Hickenlooper's tenure as mayor, he had the tax golden touch. Anything any tax increase that he wanted to get behind always passed. Mayor Hancock hasn't had that same golden touch, but I mean, Denver is still very generous. Is there going to be leadership to really make this possible, or is it just a nice thing to throw on the ballot that people may or may not really get behind leadership-wise?
It's complicated, and here's why. I actually sat in the city council meetings listening to this, waiting for that leadership moment, waiting for that clarity of purpose that would really convince voters on where to go. And after hours of sitting through this, I can say as an individual voter who's predisposed to helping kids get through an education system, that I'm totally undecided. And here's the problem. So yes, as a person who receives scholarships myself, I mean, I cannot look at a debate like this and without thinking about how, if I didn't have those same dollars during my educational path, what would that have done to my life journey? What would have changed for me? However, is it the city council's responsibility to be able to moderate what education institutions are doing? No. Will they have any ability to stop these educational institutions from raising tuition? No. Will they be able to have any impact on the affordability of college? And the answer is no. So is this a tax? Is this something that the city council should be doing? Which is what some of the city council was arguing. Mary Beth Sussman said it's like being against apple pie. I mean, who wants to be against giving scholarships to kids? But is this the right way to make college affordable? And I think that's where the bill is failing, because this isn't going to make college affordable. They're still going to be able to raise tuition in in whatever bubble of the tuition world is out there. That's still going to happen. This isn't going to curb that. At the same time, if we can find some way to give kids educational opportunities via scholarships to not maybe make college affordable, because if you don't have the money come tuition due date, $1,000, $14,000, doesn't matter. But to find ways to help those kids who are maybe coming about $1,000 short make that payment, if we can find a way to do that, that's great. I'm just not sure this is that, and I wasn't convinced. So.
Jessica Peck, attorney, and great to have you back on the CIO panel.
Thank you.
Is this a good idea? Will it have the right leadership? Is this the right thing to put on the November ballot for Denver?
Well, I politely disagree with Sussman, who called it apple pie. I would call this a load of crap. And more specifically,
Don't
a load
sugarcoat
of
it,
crap.
Jessica.
It's a load of crap that's a total scam. I mean, I see the mail piece, you know, Mary Beth Sussman, apple pie in every kitchen. That's what this is about. This isn't about helping kids. And as somebody who was the youngest of 4 growing up, I didn't have any money growing up, and I somehow got 3 degrees and 4 fellowships. I wear that proudly. I depended upon scholarship support. This isn't it. And to Dave's point about what kind of education and what kind of student are we looking at, quite frankly, too many people in Denver are going to school without a purpose. What we need to do is radically rethink what higher education is. We need to get more people into the trades. We need to start showing respect to our plumbers and our electricians and all of these incredibly important, skilled people in our society. And what I hear too often when I have somebody coming that's working at my house or just a client or whatever, I hear they say again and again, I'm just a plumber or I'm just an electrician. Instead of throwing money at stuff like this, let's throw money at a PR campaign that says, let's show respect for the blue collar and for the skilled workforce that is so important and so underserved currently in our community.
Here. That is all the time we have for Colorado Inside Out postgame this week. Leave us a comment, tell us what you think. For everyone here at CPT12.org, I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Thanks for watching.